What is up, game changers and soul warriors? It is I, Juniper Mystique. For those who don't know me, I am the one who brought about the ascension. Okay? Took me 3 years to do. Went from activating pyramids, clearing Mt Shasta, uniting twin souls, return of Christ. All of it happened through me and to me. And it is all on my channel for you guys to witness and experience, and in my workshops as well. We are going into the final phase of the ascension, okay? This one is about justice. Justice being served in God's eyes. What is justice? Is justice locking people up and throwing away the key? That does nothing but maybe protect somebody else. Is justice an eye for an eye? That's making their karma yours, okay? Justice is all about karma in God's eyes. We create our reality. We bring about the pain and suffrage in which we have served. Or the opposite of that is true as well. Okay? So the final phase is truly about justice. But it's also important to know the difference between darkness and light. On my journey, I get attacked quite often, especially since the DM did not unite with me yet. I'm open and susceptible even more, because there's always been a major push to keep power away from power, to keep light away from light. And if you think that's not happening now, it's happening more than ever before. All right, so there's a final push for all of you to be removed from what is right. There's a final push for you to let dark in, and the removal of light. We are not meant to be half dark and half light. I've said this many times over. Logic even tells you the vibrations don't match. Yet they've spent so long convincing you that that's the case. Okay? So consider that. Lots of people can pretend to be of the light. They can fake it quite well. Why is that? Because the darkness has had its tentacles in the light for so long. It can see that stuff. Okay? It doesn't mean it is accurate. It doesn't mean it's coming from the highest place of knowledge base. God is asking you now to understand the difference. Consider, that's a huge ant hole. Whoa, those are fire ants. Take a moment to consider how things feel. If they don't feel right, they probably aren't. The problem is, we don't trust that instinct. Do we? We just don't trust it half the time. I meant to have headphones, so I'm sorry if it's really loud. Going for a walk in my neighborhood. And of course, as soon as I did, it's super loud. Look at the blue in that sky. You see the blue? So beautiful. Now, we can all look back and go, oh man, I have let darkness in, right? How do we let darkness in? Here's what people don't realize. Not even listening to your nudges from the light, right? If Spirit says, hey, do this, and we hesitate, we have let darkness in. Okay? It's always in the vices. The vices are coping mechanisms, those kinds of things. Pay attention to yours. Pay attention to what we avoid. Pay attention to how often you've not followed those nudges and those pushes. It's almost like, psychologically speaking, okay, let's do that. Psychologically speaking, when we start doing things for coping, like drugs and things, we stop our emotional development. Light and dark is the same way, okay? The moment you stop letting it guide you and protect you is the moment you're allowing darkness in. The moment you're afraid to feel is the moment you're letting darkness in. The moment we go into judgment, to ego, self-sabotage, all of those things allow you to let darkness in. Does that mean you're a dark individual? No, not necessarily. but it blocked your development. And if we go too far is when our heart becomes darkened. I know this for a fact. Look at my old DM. He passed away because he went too far. His vibration was kept too low, and he did too many things into the darkness, caused pain, and in the end, his karma was served. Was it served by people? No. The only way karma is served is when you reap what you sow. He tried to kill me, not him, but he allowed darkness to do so. Okay? Not allowing yourself to feel your emotions, not allowing yourself to sit with difficulties, coping through substances, through escape, avoidant behaviors, allowing other people's judgments to control you, to conform you, to make you feel less than. That is how you let darkness in. Can we make mistakes? Absolutely. We all do, and we all can. God doesn't judge, remember? It's just picking up where you left off and allowing light back in again. Recognizing the differences. Knowing what is right and what is wrong. Darkness uses your fears, your ego, the need to avoid pain. It always has, and it will never stop. But we are going into the phase of justice being served. And I'm sure you can feel it in your heart in every way. So all you must do is follow those nudges. Ask Spirit to guide you, but don't be afraid, because fear is not of light. Fear keeps you down. Fear goes against free will. It's not of God. So pay attention. What are you playing into? What are you afraid of? What keeps you from listening to those nudges? If you're worried about others' judgments, that's not of the light. If you are judging others, that's not of the light. If we are judging ourselves, not of the light. Okay? Pay attention to those things. Pay attention to what's going on around you and within you. Good examples. I'm trying to think of some without ousting anybody, because that's not my job, right? But I get attacked a lot. I have people pretending they're in the light. And not only do they pretend, there is some light in them at times, right? But then they let the darkness get to them. We all can do that. I've done it. The karmic side does that, okay? It's in our karma for lessons. That's what teaches us lessons, not darkness and light. People are so confused on that. People will sit there and tell you, well, I learned my lessons from the darkness. That's why we're half dark and half light. That's not true, okay? Where darkness resides, light is not. Where light resides, darkness cannot survive. And you are either one or the other. So which side are you on? Because that's what Prometheus talked about. Remember? If you're watching my videos, I activated new pyramids this weekend. And we have more to go. And it all depends on what is for you, as where your heart is in the flow. If you have some darkness in there, which we all were born into it, there's not one person on this planet that does not, and I don't care what they say. Just allow it to be healed with the light. Ask for guidance. Ask for those nudges. Ask to be shown which way to go, but you've got to act. Simply asking is not enough. Okay? You will be guided, you will be shown, but you must act. You must do the work. Okay? Because nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's here to save you. We're here to save ourselves. It's very important to understand this. It's very important to understand the difference. As far as development spiritually goes, you're stopped where you stopped listening to those nudges. We become blocked. The only thing that blocks you is you. We are always connected as long as That's what our heart is, right? The only thing that blocks you is you. Allowing fear in, allowing judgments in, manipulation, vindictive behavior, anger, resentment, trying to make others suffer as you have suffered. None of those are in the light. Punishment is not in the light. Even working in behavioral, people don't understand that. They think punishment is everything. Well, I'm going to punish my child. I'm going to punish them. Why? Why does anybody need punishment? That means in your eyes, they're not living up to your expectations. Yet, children don't know, right? People don't always know. It's not our job to punish anybody. It's your job to call your power back and to align with the light. Follow those nudges, no matter how difficult they are for you. Follow the light. Because we are entering in the final phase of the ascension, which is God's justice being served. You are anchoring in one way or the other. More and more every day. More and more every day you anchor in by the choices you choose, by the things you pay attention to, by the projections you put out. You're anchoring in more and more every day. So what are you doing? What are you paying attention to? What are you focusing on? If you make a mistake, get right back up and allow light to guide your way. We all do. We all make mistakes. Okay? God is all forgiving. It's people who are not. And we tend to forget this. People are so judgmental because that's the justice they've served you. It's not an eye for an eye. You're making their karma yours. If you're ever wondering, well, I got off my path, how do I get back on? Because once you stop following the nudges from spirit, you're stunted. That's where it stops. You have to go back and follow that light. We may have missed a mark, but spirit will always guide you with where to go. It's never too late until it's too late. It's never too late as long as you're breathing. So I ask you, which side are you on? It is justice time in God's eyes. So much love to all of you. I hope you have a beautiful day. And just follow that light. Till next time.